a bunch of fun drama that's going on, and then we can all talk together, and I will drop that link. Okay, so let's move on to Miss Erika Jayne Girardi and what's going on with her. All right, so this is Erika Jayne. Obviously, we know her husband, Tom Girardi. And then the other guy, now this is just alleged allegations. Shout out to Freddie from Reality Diamond. If you're not watching him, you should definitely subscribe to his channel. He dropped this tea. Again, this is all alleged. This is all alleged. We're confirming the tea. But allegedly, the guy in the blue suit, his name is Gary Winnick. Now, word on the street, and again, alleged, because this guy's a billionaire and I don't want to get in trouble, but allegedly, he is Erika's new married boyfriend. He lives here in Los Angeles. He is a billionaire, like finance guy. He's 75 years old, and he is still very, very, very married. Close your legs to married men. So just a little bit about Gary real quick. So his name is Gary Winnick. He's an American financier, best known for founding and being chairman of Global Crossing between 1997 and 2002 when it declared bankruptcy. As of 2015, he was the chairman and chief executive officer of Winnick & Company, a Los Angeles-based private investment firm founded in 1985. In 1999, Winnick was listed by the Los Angeles Business Journal as the wealthiest Angelino with a net worth of more than $6 billion. And as of 2002, his net worth was listed at $900 million. In 2021, Winnick was named one of the LA 500 by the Journal. The Winnick Family Foundation has funded scholarships at Stanford, Cornell, Brown, Tufts, and LIU, and endowed a faculty position at Columbia University. However, he and his wife, Karen Beth Winnick, have 3 sons. His wife is an author, illustrator, and publisher of children's books. According to the Center of Investigative Reporting, Winnick is the owner of a 20,008 square foot Bellagio house near the Bel Air Country Club. Now, that house is gorgeous. You guys have to Google it. I didn't have time to put together a post for it, but you have to Google it. But this man is a billionaire with a B, long, strong money, very well respected here in LA, and very, very married with 3 children. Now, again, this is just the tea that's going around. I'm not confirming this. I'm not saying this is a fact until we get some concrete proof, but that is what the tea is. She's scooping in, and he's 75. She has a type, wealthy, married, and old. So I hope this isn't true. And the reason why I hope it's not true is because I don't want her to wreck a home. You know, he's married to his wife who's been with him and all this stuff, and they have kids. So I hope this turns out not to be true. But what is true is more legal problems, okay? So this is according to Reality Blurb. Erika Jayne sued for $100,000 as Tom Girardi's bankruptcy trustee sues AMEX, that's American Express, for $50 million over alleged fraudulent transfers made by disbarred attorney to Erika and more. Now, let's see, because remember we always talk about how are they able to run these schemes for so long? You know, banks have to be in on it. They have to know what's going on. So I'm actually really happy that they're coming after American Express because the thing is, your average everyday person, if they can't pay their bills, the credit card companies, they're coming after you. The mortgage companies, they're coming after your house. But yet, do you notice how people who are allegedly so wealthy and so rich, when they can't pay their bills, oh, we'll just give you credit. We'll open the credit. We'll put it on the account, blah, 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 blah. It's crazy. It's like they never give people a chance who don't have money. It's so sick. Anyway, let's keep going. The bankruptcy trustee who is overseeing Tom Girardi's law firm is now attempting to retrieve millions of dollars, which he alleges Tom fraudulently moved to over 100 people and businesses. Since last month, Elisa Miller, the Chapter 7 trustee, has filed over hundreds of lawsuits claiming Tom and the firm transferred the money in order to dodge their creditors. Elisa alleges Erika Jayne from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was one of the people who transferred the funds. Again, this is a direct thing that they are saying she did. So she can't say it wasn't me, I didn't know about it, blah, 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 blah. No, girl, it was you. Elisa claims some of the money was for client funds, which Tom and his firm allegedly treated like their personal piggy bank, said the outlet. In November, a Chicago judge told Tom he was, quote, running a Ponzi scheme with client money. Elisa sued two different AMEX subsidiaries, claiming the firm transferred over $50 million to them between December 2013 to November 2020, a month before Girardi Keese faced the lawsuit for allegedly stealing clients' money. Don't forget, that fall, winter of 2020, that's when everything went down. That is when everything went down, 100%. Okay, now let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Elisa sued clients' money. Okay, Elisa alleged at least $9 million from these payments came from purchases that solely benefited Thomas, Erika, and their family members and friends, and they didn't benefit Girardi Keese. Elisa sued Erika, alleging the star was transferred $97,200. 1 second, you guys. Sorry, my little cold comes back a little bit, but I'm good. Okay, let's keep going. Elisa sued Erika, alleging the star was transferred $97,200 from Girardi Keese between 2015 and 2018, though she wasn't employed there. So basically, she had the power to transfer Girardi Keese money and clients' funds, even though she was not working there. That is a fraud in and of itself right there. The trustee said the firm was nothing more than an illicit and felonious business operated to line the rather large pockets of Thomas, his wife, and numerous cohorts. In November, a Chicago federal judge said Tom admitted to not paying 4 victims' families of the Lion Air crash of 2018 based on a sealed filing in December 2020. The families were reportedly owed settlement funds totaling $2 million. Elisa filed lawsuits against not only Erika, but also some of the firm's former employees, country clubs, private aircraft vendors, and more in order to recover funds. She sued Tom's son-in-law, David Lyra, who was also an attorney at Girardi Keese, in an attempt to allegedly recoup $1.3 million from fraudulent transfers. The trustee also sued the company overseeing the Rose Bowl Stadium to retrieve $83,000, which Tom and others purportedly spent on event tickets at the stadium. Per court documents obtained by Radar, Elisa alleged Tom made payments to American Express when he was aware he owed creditors. During a time when Girardi Keese was in the precarious financial state and was not paying its creditors, Girardi Keese began a systematic process of draining the available cash, oftentimes consisting of stolen client trust funds by, among other things, making distributions to certain preferred creditors or third parties from funds of Girardi Keese's estate, said the lawsuit. A principal matter in which the fraud and conspiracy of Thomas and Girardi Keese was able to operate and flourish was by obtaining numerous credit cards from defendants, oftentimes in the names of employees and non-employees for personal use by Girardi Keese employees. Wow, this is deep. And Amex had to know this was a fraud. They had to know. Thomas, his friends, family, and associates, far and away the largest single credit card company used by Toms and Girardi Keese was Amex. Amex caters to the wealthy. They must have known this was a fraud. Not only should they be going against Amex for the $50 million, but they should be going after them for more. That's crazy. That's crazy. Elisa claimed that Erika, her son, and several of Tom's employees received multiple credit cards. This is important because this is the first time I've seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe somebody else has. Now, this is the first time I've seen Erika's son directly implicated in the fraud. I know that we've thought about it. There's been allegations, but this is the first time I've seen her son implied in the fraud. Obviously, Tom Girardi's children or love children, the FBI agent allegedly, they've all been implicated. You know, his daughter's husband, his son-in-law, as we just read, he's also being sued for $1.3 million, you know? And then his alleged love child, the FBI agent, had to recuse himself over there at the FBI from overseeing his, daddies or whatever it is, investigation. But this is the first time that we have heard of Erika's son being implicated in actually being in the fraud. Like, we know that he benefited because he had access to money, and also he was living in the Pasadena mansion with them. And also Erika's son is a cop. He's a part of law enforcement. So who knows what's going on there. But this is the first time I'm hearing of her son being implied in the scheme. So if he did receive fraudulent credit cards and use those credit cards, then he is also liable. So, wow. Okay, let's keep going. In the period of 7 years before the bankruptcy, the firm allegedly made 767 payments to American Express, which totaled $50 million. With respect to the fraudulent transfers, no less than the amount of $9 million was on account of purchases that solely benefited Thomas, Erika, and their family members and friends, and had no relation to the operation of and did not benefit Girardi Keese, alleged the court docs. So basically, they used at least $9 million of the firm's and clients' money just for themselves. And what it sounds like is American Express was in on it. They knew what was going on, and they helped to hide the money and provided them with the fraudulent credit cards, because basically he was paying American Express to be a part of the scheme. Wow, this is a mess. The lawsuit is reportedly demanding American Express return the funds it allegedly received from Tom. The recovered money would reportedly be used to repay the firm's creditors. Wow. It's crazy. And this is the thing. We've seen this time and time again, and it's so disgusting. It's so disgusting to me. We've seen, the judicial system, our legal system, and banks, our financial system, they cater to people who have the illusion of being rich. Because I promise you, if it was your average Joe, your average Jane, they would not get away with that. The creditors would be coming after them. They'd be going after their credit report. They would be going after their house. They would be going after their cars. They would be garnishing their wages. They would be doing everything in their power to destroy your average working person who has fallen on hard times to recoup their little stupid money. But yet, look what they allow the so-called rich and elite to get away with. We're seeing the same exact thing. I talk about this case often, the Alec Murdoch case. If you're watching or if you're following the Murdoch murders, he was from this prominent South Carolina or North Carolina, whatever the heck, in the South, family. Like they like 100 years. It was like his great grandfather was like a huge solicitor and judges. It was very much like a Tom Girardi situation, and he was going to the bank. I think his bank was Bank of America, but very, very similar, being thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the red, but yet they would still give him more money, more money, more credit, and just allowing him to do this. And he was running a multi-million dollar fraud scheme, very similar to what Tom Girardi did, because he was also a lawyer. Very similar, stealing from his clients, keeping people quiet, paying people off, the good old boys club. And it's being revealed that the banks knew about it and they just enabled him. But if it was average Joe and Jane, the banks would have your house, they would have your car, they would garnish your wages. They wouldn't care if they made you homeless in the street. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Okay, guys. Now let's move on to another one because I want to get through a bunch of stories and then we can all talk and we'll have a fun kiki. We'll have a fun kiki after we get through a couple of the stories. Let's see. What do we want to talk about next? Let's see. Oh, do you guys want to see? This is Kyle's new tattoo. She's a hot mess. And I'm telling you guys, Kyle is going through something. Either, and I don't want to speak this into existence, but we know because she has said this herself.